to do with pH. Can you explain to me what has transpired at the site from an analytical standpoint with pH? pH has showed up in some cases around 6 to 7.5, and then in other places it's 9.1. Can you respond to that? Can you just explain pH to the point that you can talk to us about that?
Basically, the natural water has a pH of 7. That can be affected both up and down by minerals in the aquifer and things like that. So it varies over the aerial extent of the site. And you're right, there are some areas and stuff where the groundwater, the levels are 7, even possibly below that. There are also levels on the site that are at 9.7. And doing a statistical analysis of the background data that was available, we calculated out that with one standard deviation, that the level for background would be 9.7.
And that is not going to be particular to any given well, but that's just a broad brush that you're putting over the whole compliance well scenario is 9.7 is when it
Right,
becomes an actual
that is the limit that's being placed in all the downgrade wells.
Okay, all right. What happens, at what point does pH become an issue for you? Whatever the pH.
At the point in the draft permit, if they exceed the 9.7, then it would be referred to Randy to take whatever compliance action would be appropriate.
I guess what I'm asking is, at what point does pH become a factor in environmental degradation of the water?
So I'm not quite sure how to answer that question, but the other thing to consider too is that we do have effluent limits for pH, which have not changed. And I believe, maybe Randy can speak to this, I don't think that effluent currently has went outside that range.
Okay, it's a good point. First of all, when we're talking about the groundwater and the pHs that are above 9, those aren't caused by the Eagle Mine discharge. Those are naturally occurring background. That's what Jeff was just explaining. So when does pH become a problem in the environment? And we have pH limits in this permit, and they are 0.5 to 9 is the range.
What is it?
6.5 to 9.
Is the range. And so you're setting a standard of 9.7, which is above.
The background is 9.7.